We are here in Munich for the centenary celebrations of BMW, and behind me is the iconic four-cylinder BMW building. It's been a fascinating 100 years, and it didn't start out making cars. BMW started out quite humbly, making aircraft engines. Let's take a look at the history. Yes, BMW's history began in 1916 as an aircraft engine manufacturer. And it was only in 1929 that BMW started making cars. The museum took us through its fascinating history and was packed with lots of the iconic cars that made the brand. We saw the 303, the first BMW to sport a kidney grille, the E12 or the first 5 Series, the luxury 8 Series and the Le Mans winning LMR. There were even concepts like the Vision Connected Drive and the X-Coupe. So here we are in Munich on what is a very special moment, and making it even more special is Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin, here you are, massive car fan in Munich, the home of BMW. Obviously a brand that has a lot of legacy and it's a very special brand as well. And 100 years, not a lot of companies make it to 100 years.
Absolutely. 100 years it's a big celebration tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. I grew up hearing about BMW, collecting photographs of BMW, and I'm here part of 100-year celebration. It's a big moment, and it's hard to believe a company which started making engines for aircrafts.
That's right. Not many people know that, but
they started with making engines for aircrafts, and then to build such fabulous cars. It's special to be here, and I've just visited the museum, so it's simply incredible.
That's right, and I think we're going to take another tour around, see the history of it. I'd like to get your view on some of the cars. Obviously, you've been a BMW aficionado for now, over 20 years, and I'm sure there are lots in there. I'd love to have your inputs on that.
Absolutely.
So let's go. Let's take a walk inside. So Sachin, you had a bit of a tour in the museum, and right now we are here at the 3 Series and the evolution of the 3 Series, and I think we've stopped here because this particular car caught your eye. It's not the identical one, but I think this is the first.
This was the model which I owned in 1993.
Okay.
It was a 2-door and a black colored car.
So must be bringing back memories.
Brought back amazing memories.
Yeah.
And something which I've noticed here is, you see the introduction of 3 Series, the size, and now the last model, you see the difference between the size.
They are growing.
They're growing, and then they're growing only because our demands are also growing.
Yeah, that's true. A lot more electronics and safety and all those
safety,
demands are there.
all those factors. But it's incredible how the car started where the size was and now where it is. And also when you get inside the car, it's...
Yeah. So 93 you got this car, was your first one. So tell us a little bit about that. I mean, were you totally into driving by then, or were you still taking it a bit easy? And
No, I was into driving, and I was always passionate about driving right from my childhood in Bandra, where behind the building there was an open theatre, driving theatre. You could bring in your cars and watch there was a massive screen, and you could watch a movie sitting in your car. And I would be standing, in the balcony looking at cars, and that's how passion for cars grew. And from there on, I always wanted to drive cars.
Sachin, coming specifically to what we call the E36, the first BMW, what was it that really hooked you on?
See, the first thing was the acceleration. It accelerated brilliantly. Handling was super. And later on, as I got more involved in cars and their engines and rear-wheel drive, this was a rear-wheel drive car, and 50-50 weight distribution. That's why it handles so beautifully.
So that really stuck in your head at that point.
Yeah, but at that point, it was all about acceleration.
Yeah, you've always loved acceleration.
Yeah, but later on, I realized, it handled so well because of the weight distribution as well.
Great. So let's continue our tour. I think a lot more to see.
Sure.
So Sachin, here we are, the Bond cars, BMWs. Obviously, a lot of Bond movies had them. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the world is not enough. I think
Yeah, that's right.
that Bond used
Yeah.
this car.
And the horrible bit is it just got cut in
I
half by
know.
that saw.
I know, of course.
Yeah,
Also, the other one, just that we saw, I-8.
yeah.
Tom Cruise uses that in Mission Impossible. So
So clearly, I think you remember. I remember you telling me that that movie, Mission
Yeah.
Impossible. You
Yeah.
saw the eye there for the first time, or the concept what it was, and that really had an impact.
well, the moment I saw that car, I said, I have to have this car.
Great.
And I'm glad today I have it in my
Yeah.
garage.
So it's been a pretty interesting tour here. I think seeing the whole history of the company
I'm a
unfold.
big car fanatic. I love cars. So to be able to see how they started and when they started and to where they are now today. Incredible journey.
Great.
Thank you.